So today we're gonna check some trail cameras, and I'm gonna try out some B-rolling. And to check these trail cameras, I'm going in the woods. Not trail cameras, tree stands. Bringing my bug spray just in case, because I don't know if I need to trim any limbs on any trees. So let's go set up some trail cameras. Not trail cameras. Let's go check some tree stands. Summer's getting to me. One big thing with these tree stands is I really need shooting lanes, especially with my bow, because I'm a really big bow hunter. I love it. Love bow hunting. It's also the only time I get, because of wrestling season, so I want to minimize anything that could cause a little mistake or just anything, or just a little error. We need to keep the error to a minimal. So let's see what we're at. Walking in here, I haven't really noticed it, but we do have clover. We have a lot of clover growing, which is really good. But it's kind of getting thick in here. And one problem with it getting so thick is with limbs falling and everything. Well, the problem I have is it's really loud walking through here if it's thicker. But positives from it being super thick in here is it gives the deer cover, because there's a field right over there that I hunt. And if the deer feel safer, then that's obviously a good thing, right? So you want to keep deer feeling safe. I also have, so you notice like the difference in height. I want really high, tall weeds around all these access points that I'm walking through, just so that these deer feel just a little bit more safer. I'm going to turn you guys around so you can see it. An old food plot. So here's an old food plot. Maybe I'm going to mow it. Skid steer. Maybe I put the mower on the skid steer and mow this real quick. I don't know. That'll be really loud. But it would be worth it just because deer like it nice and mowed trails. I haven't got bit yet, but I don't want to jinx it. See, like this? Super tall and thick. So I really could use a mower. Especially on the skid steer. Just really quick, like, whew, whew, passes. That would go by super quick. Last year, on an old video that you guys saw, we had a old walk behind bobcat not skid steer, walk behind bobcat. And the problem I had with it was that it was so difficult because the tracks were so old, so I ended up ripping one in half. But we're gonna climb up this tree stand, see our shooting lanes. Okay, I found a good deer trail. Goes in there. And I'm walking back home, and when I'm looking at this deer trail, I know two things. One, it's where I made a bunch of trees that have tips. Made a bunch of trees like that. So this is probably where they're bedding. Then I also thought, well, I do have a spot for a climber tree stand over there. So what I'm thinking is when my wind's blowing towards the field, which would be a wind from east to west, I will be really good, because it's going to be blowing from their bedding area to me, and they're going to walk from their bedding area to me, pretty much, and my shot, they'd walk in front of me. So my wind's blowing, wind's going this way, and they're walking with the wind. And there's a trail 20 yards in front of me, which is a nice, easy chip shot. Hopefully. Hopefully I don't get that buck fever, but... Squirrel. So, I probably should mow this spot again. Oh, okay, that's not a scrape. So I should probably mow this spot again. Just because what I've noticed is if I mow something, like if I mow over something again, the clover grows up before anything else really does. And I like that because deer hammer the clover late season here, and that's why you should plant clover. So I'm gonna go to my next spot, and I'll see you guys at the next spot. So there's my house. We were just in there. I have a spot across the road, and there's a trail. It's hard to see. It goes right in here, and all this is super tall. So I'm gonna walk down this trail, and I mean, it's very distinct. Like you can tell that a deer is going through here or through there. It's hard to tell on camera. Oh my god. I don't know what I just spooked. That was really close though. I'm gonna try to figure out what it was. The deer have definitely been in here. This is crazy, this trail that's going through there. I gotta get to the other side of this. It's so thick in here. I'm gonna get down near these pine trees, and these deer will walk down past these. And what I'll do is I'll tuck myself right up next to a pine tree, and my shots will be 20, 30 yards. And I can watch them come in because I can see them walking through. Like, let me turn the camera around. You gotta see this. Look at that. Okay, first things first. Definitely need to tighten these straps, right? But second thing, I gotta spray on bug spray. You kind of want back cover. You don't want to be silhouetted, so I have good back cover. I'm gonna flip the camera around so you guys can see all my angles. Okay, so we're obviously sitting in a tree stand. It's a two-seater. One thing I like about this is it has this bar here. So your first shooting lane, so there's a bunch of deer bedding up in there. Deer will come through here, or just anywhere. There's a good scrapes in there. So these deer will come through here, and it's a lot more open when there's less leaves. It's nice and open. Boom, because there's a field here. So we're almost on the, not almost, we are on the corner of a field. Because as you can see, that's the field. So then you go behind. There's some shooting spots. There's that food plot. Then, you know, boom, boom, boom. A lot of shooting lanes. To my left, a bunch of shooting lanes in here, next to these cherry trees. Shooting lanes in here, and there's a deer trail that goes through here. And a bunch of shooting lane back here even. But it's enough. I can shoot bow distance and not have a lot of spots where I'm gonna hit a branch or where I just don't have a shot angle. And I did a lot of tree trimming, and I'll turn it around and show the forest floor, but you can tell there's just a lot of trees I had to cut to fit the spot. But this is one of my best stands. I actually had a nice 8-point chase a doe past that. I've seen a lot of nice deer, and I've killed a lot of nice deer out of this stand just because, even doe too, just because of where it is, set next to a field, so late season they're eating. But that food plot also helps, because if they're too nervous to go in the fields, like later in the season, they're gonna eat out of that food plot. But let me turn you around so you can see the floor. So those are all trees, all this stuff. I didn't cut that tree, but all the other ones I did. Okay, so we're gonna climb down and head to the next tree. Okay, so next to the ground blind, box blind that we made. It's nothing like when you walk in there, it's just windows, right? So, as you can see the view outside of the box blind, it gets thick. see that field and everything. These windows are just sliders. But what I was gonna say is, honestly, the best piece of advice I could give you is that no matter what, for food plots, if you put just normal clover in there, not a lot of guys will tell you this, I'm gonna be straightforward. Honestly, clover is just hands down one of the best things. It's the first thing to bloom in the spring. You don't need to go crazy and spend all your money on these fancy, like, turnips and alfalfa, even though that's good. Just, when in doubt, put some clover. Okay? Put some clover out. So, I'm looking right now. Best thing you can do when you're checking your tree stands is look. If you see some scrapes, remember that. I'm marking my wind right now on onyx, just due to scrapes and knowledge about the area, so I know. Next tree stand, a little crazy one. But I'm gonna walk over to it. This one's kind of a swamp stand. And anyway, I'm gonna climb up this tree stand and I'm gonna show you guys what the view looks like. Oh God, this thing, it's a mess. But, alright, I'm gonna climb up and I'm gonna show you guys the view. So we're in the stand. Over there, let me turn the camera so we have a really good back cover. A lot of thick stuff. Over there's the swampy area. It's watery here. And you get these bucks pushing out of this. So here's all this. And then boom. Open over here. The stand we shot one big deer out of. And it was 25 yards away right on the edge of that mucky swamp. But I'm gonna climb down and I'm gonna go and find my other spot. And this is just a potential spot. I don't know if I'm gonna put a tree stand there, but we're gonna see. I'm whispering right now. I think you should whisper when you're coming out here in August. But this spot looks really juicy, so I'm excited. I'm gonna climb down and I'm gonna go go to my other spot. So I'll see you guys when I get there. Took off the raft. Walking through the woods. Early season. Like I said, look for scrapes. Or even just look for deer trails or deer sign you've never seen before. I also like to look in the trees. And if I see any oak trees that produce acorns, I know this is a pretty good spot if I'm gonna hunt from the ground or just in general, because I know the deer are gonna be hammering the oak trees early season. But that's just a little tip for early season hunting that you can use a lot. That is a good deer trail. So I'm walking around that now. But this really thick stuff, it's close to my backwoods. So sometimes what these deer do is be here in the morning. I should not have had that touch my face. Be here in the morning and then move over later at night. Ouch. But right now, I'm just walking, trying to find any scrapes or anything. I'll catch you guys if I see any of that. I'm all ground blind here. And I'm honestly thinking of setting a trail camera up on this tree, or any tree, facing out, because there's a lot of deer trails coming through here. And wouldn't mind hunting here and shooting a big buck. So I'm gonna go grab a trail camera and we're gonna set it up. We are gonna go on a scouting mission tonight. So I'm gonna jump in side by side. We're gonna drive to the one property because I want to figure out more about this spot. I haven't really looked into the spot since 2 years ago. I don't know what the deer pattern is, and I don't want to go set up a trail camera that has nothing. But I'm gonna go jump in side by side. Just found some scat. Now, when I find poop, I'll do a pretty big circle. Like here, it's thick, so I can see if they're bedding or if there's trails. Because sometimes you'll find poop, and that's just from a deer that could have been wandering or just like not around. So just look, you know what I mean? Just like look around, take a nice circle, and be quiet just in case there's some near you. But this is all swampy, so I think that was just some random deer poop from a deer wandering. We are on our way, almost there, haven't seen any deer, so I'll probably zoom in with the binoculars and camera when I see something. I don't know how much we're gonna see, because there is a manure truck. I think I see some deer out to the right, but we're just gonna try and see what happens. Well, folks, we have some deer coming out. I think this is only a doe, but I'm gonna zoom in on her. I gotta do this quick thing. As I was filming, I was watching it, but put her back in the woods. I'm gonna keep looking. I think I'm almost certain we'll see more. Oh, yep, there's one. Oh, there she is. She was looking back, so maybe another one's gonna come out, hopefully. And I might have to back up the hill more, because where this one island is, I can't see all the way around it. So, we'll see. But hopefully we see some big deer. I didn't press record. I just had a huge buck come out. So the buck I saw is a deer named Squiggles. And he's super... It was either Squiggles or Narrow Wide. Narrow Wide is a deer that's narrow on one side but super wide on the other. I couldn't tell. But I have a doe out here, so I'm gonna film her for a little bit and hopefully a buck comes out. So that group, Missouri deer, it was 2 doe and a fawn. The buck was where that doe came out of the island. I don't know where either of them went, but I think I see another deer actually popping out. I don't know, there's deer all over, and I like it. This breeze, though, is coming this way. So, like, from the woods into the field, which is really good if I'm going to sit in the woods, but not good if I want to sit on the climber tree stand spot. But I'm going to keep looking, because it's still early. Hopefully, we see a nice one.